At 17 years old, I started my content agency that now makes over $1 million per year. You got that right? $1 million per year. So that's over 83K every single month. Now look, this wasn't luck, right? I started 2 agencies, or actually 3 agencies before this, and I failed all 3 of them. And the reason why I failed is because I stopped executing, or rather I was executing at the wrong things. So I thought I was working every day. I was spending time on my website, I was spending time on my logo, spending time figuring out the name of my agency. I can't even believe that now because the name of your agency doesn't even matter, but I'll get into that in a bit. You need to focus on the right things that actually move the needle forwards. And the way you do this, number one, is by learning from someone, whether that's YouTube videos or a course or a coaching program, something like that. You need someone to guide you and tell you what to do. Because as soon as you have the knowledge in terms of what you need to execute on, the last thing you need to do is execute, and it's all on you. And that's the good part, right? The thing with business is everything is your fault. If you're not getting clients, that's your fault. If your clients aren't getting results, that's your fault. Or more importantly, if you're not making money, that's your fault. And the way you change that, if you're not making money, is by making more people know you. And this is what nobody talks about, right? If you're a nobody coming out of college like I was, I was 17 years old when I started my agency, nobody knew my name, and I used a old Twitter account with 100 dead followers from when I used to make gaming YouTube videos. And I ran that up to 8,000 followers. Now you might think, oh, 8,000 followers, why is even flexing that? That's not a lot. Well, I've made over $1 million through that Twitter account, combined with my YouTube as well, but that's besides the point. My name, Ayman Arab, has made over $1 million by now. So, and that's in US dollars, by the way. So I started from nothing, not in a sense of I was poor or something. I was always middle class, but I started from nothing in the world of business with no connections, no nothing. I just hopped up in here and started making money within 24 days of starting this content agency. And I did that by knowing what to do, by listening to someone and just executing. No excuses. I went to college from 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. I had to leave the house or something. Sometimes I wouldn't even get back until 6 p.m., 7 p.m. And I would work minimum 4 hours every single day. But this wasn't some BS 4 hours where you're barely working. Maybe you watch one video and you send 2 outreach messages or 1 outreach message, or you copy paste a few. No, I was sending 5 high value outreach messages every single day, and I would not sleep unless I completed this task. Now I'm gonna say that one more time. I did not sleep unless I completed this task. And the reason why I did that is because this was simply the most important task, and it still is to this day. And what this is it's making people know who you are, getting your name out there, sending outreach messages. Then people are checking my profile, they're seeing who I am, they're checking out my content, so on and so forth. But you can't expect to get money if you have no eyeballs. You need eyeballs and attention to make money. And you don't have to go viral, right? I got my first client on Twitter when I had 200 followers. I was outreaching through Twitter. Can you believe that? I had 200 followers and I got my first client, and I wasn't even showing my face at the time, which I strongly recommend against. You should show your face online. I had 200 followers and I got my first client for $6K up front. That's 6,000 US dollars up front. And I didn't even show my face until the sales call itself. Funny enough, I actually showed up like 7 minutes late to that sales call and I still closed it. And I had dozens and dozens of other competitors. The market was saturated, right? Or that's what people would say. But it's not always true, right? Sure, there's a ton of people who don't know what they're doing, but there's very few people who know what they're doing in terms of how to represent themselves online, how to speak to a camera, how to set up their camera, how to speak, how to get client results, so on and so forth. So even if you see a ton of people in the market, don't worry, you can still succeed. Market sophistication is a real thing, right? In terms of how saturated the market can be and how difficult it is to get clients. But there's also another thing which is very, very real, and that's skill. And there's many different realms you could have skills in. So I already went over them earlier, but one of the more important ones is knowing how to talk to a camera. And the reason why is because the number one way to build trust with somebody is through speaking to them in person. But we can't speak to tons of people in person, right? Maybe you're out here in Canada like I am and there isn't too many people around you. But the next best way, which is the closest thing to in person, is video. So right now you're watching this video, it feels like you're with me in person, doesn't it? It's the same thing, it's triggering the same types of emotions and reactions within your brain. Maybe the only thing is you can't see all of my body language and all of how I'm feeling, how I'm standing, so on and so forth, but it gets pretty close, right? So you need to become a well-rounded individual who executes relentlessly. That's how you're going to succeed in this world. So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and that's it. Peace out.